view that's debated among the Abrahamic faiths of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and other religions, but primarily these three faiths for ever since their beginnings. And it's the topic of the LGBTs, which are the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. Personally, I'm not gay or or transsexual myself. I'm comfortable being a man, and I am straight. And the thing is, and I'm an LGBT rights activist, like Janet Jackson and Ellen, and, you know, Ellen is lesbian, but that doesn't matter. But, you know, there are many gay icons who are straight, like Judy Garland, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson's sister herself, Ellen, Vin Diesel, Bruce Willis, Bette Davis, Joan Crawford, and Cher, even, because her daughter is transsexual and lesbian. Who's now her son, went from Chastity to Chaz Bono. So anyway, I'm going to start with where the lesbian and gay people go into homosexuality. In the Torah, the Gospels, and the Quran, homosexuality is forbidden. Well, as much as it says that, the Bible and the Quran, they were written, in the Quran's case, hundreds of years ago. And the Bible, particularly the Torah, has been written thousands of years ago, while the Gospel's written 2,000 years ago. And, you know, it's just, I just don't feel like that makes much sense, because the Bible and the Quran may have been the Jewish and Christian Bibles, and the Quran, Muslim Quran, they might have been mistranslated as over the centuries and come out as the way that we do not define homosexuality, and, or at least what I'm trying to say is that, you know, it might have been mistranslated, all the scriptures from those three faiths, and I believe that I do not believe that homosexuals or bisexuals or transsexuals are sinners, and it's just, gays are just a people. I mean, they take pride in who they are, and many are not ashamed to do that. You see that in all the pride parades in San Francisco, Atlanta, where I'm from, where I live in right now, and Toronto and Amsterdam, Tokyo, Sydney, probably, all over the world. And gays are normal people, and lesbians. And I don't care if they fall in love with the same sex. It's who they're born with. It's not like it's a choice or anything. I mean, I didn't choose to be attracted to women. That's not my fault. And many radical fundamentalist Christians and Muslims and Jews would say, well, of course that isn't your fault. But it's their fault for falling in love with the same sex, because it's an abomination. It's an act against nature. It's an act against God, putting male and female and believing that they should be married. And this state, the state of Georgia and many other states in the South, do not recognize homosexuality, homosexual marriages, because of they believe the marriage between a man and a woman is holy, and many of our laws from the Constitution are based off of Scripture, even though there's a distinct split between religion and state in the United States of America, as we know it. But the thing is, it can't be labeled as a sin, because science has proven that it is something innate. And, you know, I first believed that it was a choice, and if it was a choice, then I would definitely choose heterosexuality. But, you know, I can't help being attracted to women. That's not my fault. And, you know, it's just cruel to see how people can't be so more open-minded. These Christians are the hypocrites that... Oh, that's my dog, Lovely. Go outside. Good girl. Anyway, I just believe that all people have the right to get married, gay or straight, bi or trans, and asexuals. They could get married, which are non-sexuals. They're not attracted to the same sex, though they can have sex, but they're not attracted. And the percentage of that is like, what, 0.1%? It's very, asexuality or non-sexuality is very rare. But I just don't like how many Christians are as enlightened as I am. I'm a universalist, and I believe that everyone goes to heaven at the end of the world. Sure, there will be a final judgment, I believe in that, and there will be a lake of fire, but I believe that there is a final judgment after each person's life, and that, at the end of the world there will be a judgment, but, the damned will be sent to hell, to the lake of fire. And as a universalist, we universalists worldwide believe that the lake of fire is this rebirth pool of some sorts, and that it washes away the evil, and the evil in all of them, even Satan and his fallen angels, their evil will be burned in their day and night forever and ever. But the good in them, which is Lucifer the light bearer and the angels of light, will be taken up to heaven and be with us for all eternity. All sinners will go. But the thing is that I believe that all religions are one, and even the minor pagan religions, and that they all do, in fact, worship God, but in their own way, and in many different forms, in some polytheistic faiths like Hinduism. And basically, I just believe that if you sin and be a bad person, you'll go to hell. But, it's like, I see hell as this place where you're temporary. It's like a timeout. I mean, nothing in this world, punishment isn't permanent. Nothing can be permanent. Not ever. Except love. But, I believe hell is this sort of this time-out world where the sin you've mostly had fun with committing, it backfires on you, and that's where it comes from Dante's classic Divine Comedy, and, you learn your lesson, and you'll never do it again. But the thing is, you want to try to avoid going to hell, to even suffer. You want to be good to people, and it feels good to be good. And this idea solves the problem for my personal universalism, and if there are any of you universalists out there, you can take this sort of theory or hypothesis or whatever it's called that I have, and you can use that for your advantage. But, I'm getting off topic. So, anyway, but one more thing, I believe that all faiths, that at the center core of my beliefs is that I'm a Christian. I'm a Presbyterian Protestant Christian. And I believe that Jesus is personally my way to finding God, my path. We all have different paths and career goals, and I believe that ties in with religion. And I believe Jesus is my path to salvation. And I agree with Oprah that, there can be more than one way. I just believe that Jesus would say to his direct followers that I am the way, the truth, and the life for you. That's how people like Oprah and I would interpret it. Anyway, I'm sorry. So homosexuality, I believe that they're not sinners. It's not their fault. I believe they will enter the kingdom of heaven unless they sin, like they sexually offend. And straight people do that too. All people can do that. All people are good and evil. All homosexuals aren't evil. I mean, what? Do they and the bis and the transes, what, does the whole community worldwide kill people? Are they like some mass corporation that kills people? Do they steal? Do they always steal? Do they always lie? Do they, sure, some may have, sex before marriage, but, it's because if we just let them get married, they won't have to deal with that. And do they really speak against God? I mean, I just see the Bible as a little bit mistranslated by man. It was inspired by God himself, but it's been tweaked a little bit by man. And that's what I personally believe about it. Okay, bisexuality. That'll be in the next part, because I'm just going to take a little break. Actually, I think this will be split into 3 parts. So this whole thing was about homosexuality. The next thing can be about bi, and then transsexuality in religion. And, yeah. So I'll see you in part 2, bisexuality.